So I had to get you guys this video as quickly as possible. UFC 287 was absolutely off the charts. But first of all, Israel Adesanya has reclaimed the middleweight title. Now when both fighters walked out, you could just see that Israel Adesanya, he was a little bit angry within the contest. He had a bone to pick with Alex Pereira, and you could tell he was angry. He was angry that he's got 3 losses to this man, and he was going to bring it. You could just tell by his intensity. You could just see that Israel Adesanya was absolutely furious, okay? He was not happy at all. You could tell he really wanted his title back. Now, I noticed out of the gates that Israel Adesanya was more aggressive than what he was in their last fight. Within the last fight against Pereira, he was backing up quite a bit. But within this contest, you've seen that Israel Adesanya was moving forward and landing some heavy strikes of his own and putting a lot of pressure on Pereira. Now, within the first round, it wasn't a domination by any means. That first round was pretty even. Some big news later on in the video, so stay tuned for that. Alex Pereira landed some good leg kicks on Adesanya, and it was starting to hurt him quite a bit. So it was a pretty even round. Israel Adesanya might have edged it out slightly, but Alex Pereira, it seemed that everything was going to plan for him. In the second round, as it opened up, again, both returning fire, and it just seemed that Alex Pereira was slightly getting the upper hand a little bit, and he just kept landing those leg kicks, and as it appeared towards the middle way of that second round, Alex Pereira's size started to come into it. Those leg kicks started to hurt Adesanya. He backed him up against the cage. Adesanya was covering up quite a bit, and Pereira was just unloading on him, and I was thinking, not again. Not again. Israel Adesanya is going to get knocked out like this. And then out of nowhere, Israel Adesanya throws an overhand right, a left hook followed by a right hook, and then a left uppercut to finish the contest, and that was it. It appeared that he was absolutely playing possum here and leading Alex Pereira into a false sense of security. What an absolutely fantastic game plan. I didn't see that coming. You know, when you have 3 losses against one man, they'll just say that you don't really have his number here, but he just showed what an absolutely fantastic champion that he was. Now, I expect to see another rematch between these two. We'll see what happens. I can't wait at all. In the co-main event, we had Jorge Masvidal versus Gilbert Burns. Now, there was a lot of talk around this fight whether Jorge Masvidal will retire. We'll get to that at the end of the video. Now, within the first round, there was a lot of exchanges. The fight didn't really take place on the ground that much in the first round. It was more of a striking battle, and Jorge Masvidal, he did show his superior striking, but Gilbert Burns, as we know, has heavy hands, and he did manage to back up Jorge Masvidal quite a bit within the fight. But as the fight sort of wore on, I noticed that Gilbert Burns started to get takedowns in every round. You know, it wasn't as easy for him to get him on the ground as it was for Colby Covington, being a jiu-jitsu guy, but he was successful there. And it did tire Masvidal out. And as we know, he's had this trouble throughout his whole career. He's a really good striker, but that part of his game has let him down, and that was the case tonight. In the second round, Gilbert was definitely dominant on the ground and controlled position. He wasn't able to get that submission that he was after, but it was really in the third round where the victor was clear. Gilbert Burns was hurting him more on the feet, rocking Masvidal quite a bit, and he ended up edging out the win there on the judges' scorecard. And at the end of the fight, Jorge Masvidal did retire. You know, it's been a great career for him, 38 years of age, but he's got nothing left to prove, multi-millionaire, and he's achieved his dream. So congratulations to Jorge. Absolutely massive night at UFC 287. I'll be breaking down the rest of the fights on the card later on in the week, so make sure you stay tuned for that. But I just had to get this one out there as quickly as possible for you guys, so I'm sorry about the quality and that sort of thing, but I just want to let you guys know who didn't watch the pay-per-view what happened. But thanks very much for tuning in, everyone, and I'll see you guys next week for the breakdown of the other fights. Take care.